Hi guys, welcome to another episode. Today's book review is going to be on Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. So, this is another one of those great classic self-help books. There's 13 principles within the book, and each chapter is one of those principles on steps to success, really. Napoleon Hill is an American author who's written this and a few other books: The Law of Success, The Magic Ladder to Success, Outwitting the Devil, How to Sell Your Way Through Life, The Master Key to Riches, etc., etc. He's written a lot of books, and yeah, he's a fantastic writer, and once you read this one, I recommend that you read a few others as well. They're along very similar message lines. So, initially, this book was published in 1937. It was roughly 320 pages, so it's one of the more media ones that we've done so far, because we've done Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and The Richest Man in Babylon, and they're really small books, so this is probably a bit more to it, but then again, like, the font's pretty small. Yeah, it's easy to read. So, Napoleon wrote this book based on his understandings of some highly influential and successful people, and yeah, there's 13 steps, so I'll go through the 13 steps for you and tell you a bit more about a couple of my favorite. So, where we have the first step is, where are we? Yeah, so the first chapter is Thoughts of Things, or the Power of Thought, but it's not really the first step. So I was getting confused there. The first step is desire, faith, auto-suggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, decision, persistence, power of the mastermind, the mystery of sex, transmutation, the subconscious mind, the brain, and the sixth sense. And then there's a bonus chapter, The Six Ghosts of Fear, which talks about all the negative things that can get in your way. So, yeah, like a very broad overview of Think and Grow Rich. You have to master each of these steps in order to develop riches, or to create the state of mind which you will need to develop these riches. So, in order to be money conscious, there's 13 steps. Get the 13 steps done. So, Napoleon talks about this concept of money conscious, and says you need to be money conscious and to control your mind and thoughts in order to become rich. So, what does money conscious mean? Well, the book explains it as when one's mind is so consumed with the desire for money that you already see yourself in possession of it. And when I first read this, and I got to that desire chapter, and I read this, and I was just not in agreement with it, and I was just thinking, what am I reading? What is this book? And then I like put it down for a little bit and had a think on it, and then it came to me that well, I initially thought it was like delusions of grandeur and being absolutely delirious, thinking you're going to be rich. But when all you ever think about is being rich, you're so delirious that you're going to make money, and everything you ever do is focused on that. Of course you're going to be rich. Like, that's your entire life. You're always thinking about it. All of your decisions are based on it. As long as you don't make poor and misinformed decisions, it's just going to be like a stepping stone process that you go through. So the people that are currently rich and have made it themselves, they had thirst for money. They went out and they did whatever it needed to be done in order to make the money. So, the average Joe who has no desire for money, he's not going to go out and do whatever it takes to make the money. He's going to go sit on the couch and watch TV shows all night, versus the person who wants to make money and has desire. They're going to be out there like hustling, like, like door knocking, trying to make sales, or like writing articles, or developing a website, or making YouTube videos, or out there networking, meeting with high network individuals, and learning and furthering their education. They're the ones who are hustling. They're the ones with desire. They're the ones who are going to be rich. Average Joe, no desire, not rich. So, there's a lot of content in the book, and my favorite 3 chapters were desire, faith, and the mystery of sex transmutation. I really disliked the chapter on organized planning. I felt that it completely waffled on and was not really about organized planning, and just didn't tie into the book, and just went way off. But that's just my opinion. So, in relation to desire, Napoleon mentions this story about a great soldier and his small army, and they were about to enter into a war on a foreign country, only accessible by boats. So the men were heavily outnumbered, but they had so much desire to win that they burnt down their boats, the only way they could leave the country, because they could only win. Like, that was the only option. The only way to leave that island was to win. They had the desire to win. It was win or die, and they had that desire. So similarly, people who want to become money conscious need that desire as well. Really good chapter, that one. So the second chapter I really enjoyed was faith. When I first thought of it, I was thinking faith like religion, like Christianity, but it's not that. It's just talking about the state of mind where you are confident in what you're doing. It's closely linked to a lot of other things, such as love, sex, desire, belief, and then it leads, or auto-suggestion, which is another chapter, leads to faith. So it's just having confidence in what you're doing, knowing that each step you're doing is taking you on the right journey. The third chapter I really liked was chapter on the sex transmutation. And I hadn't really heard of this before, so I read it and then did a bit more research. And what it talks about is converting sexual energy into achieving a desire or a goal. And what they say is pretty much behind every great man is a great woman, and the two of them have a lot of sexual energy that is closely linked to achieving their riches, their goals, their desires. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that without that you can't achieve financial freedom or riches or independence, but it's just like an interesting topic which really got you thinking about like how accurate is this, can it be true? And then just at the same time, I happened to be listening to Joe Rogan podcast, or watching it on YouTube, and he was with Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson was an advocate for having sex before big fights, whereas a lot of other boxers weren't like that. They would restrain themselves from that and then kind of let loose after the fight. And then they also went on and touched the topic of at Olympics, like in an Olympic village, if people are kind of holding off, there's got to be so much like sexual tension within those Olympic villages and so many hormones flying around. Everyone's got that desire. There's kind of this sexual energy behind it as well. And they're all trying to achieve their goals. So yeah, it was an interesting topic. So Napoleon based this book on his experience with Andrew Carnegie, who was a Scottish-American industrialist and philanthropist who was heavily involved in the steel industry, and he was able to make the US Steel Corporation, which was a conglomerate of all of the steel companies a few years ago, a long time ago. So yeah, it was his dealings and learnings from Andrew Carnegie. And then another interesting thing that I thought of when I'm reading these books and they're about personal finance, passive income, wealth generation, you kind of have the books that are over here that are about ways which you can generate money, such as writing ebooks, dividend investing, using like term deposits, etc. You have all those actual strategies of generating income, and then over here you have these mindset ones and getting in the correct frame of mind, like personal beliefs. So there's really like two separate topics or genres within these like finance books. So this Think and Grow Rich falls over here in the mindset one. So overall, I really suggest that you do check out Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Great read. It's about changing your mindset and achieving financial wealth through using the right frame of mind. Different to the other books on techniques on how to generate income. This is all about internally what you can do, and there's a lot of valid points in here, specifically that having that desire, understanding the difference between someone who wants the money and someone who doesn't really care what they're going to do, what lengths they're going to go to, knowing that they're like belief, having confidence and faith, and the other different things that you can use, sex transmutation, that will help you achieve these riches. So yeah, definitely go check it out. The full reviews on passiveincomeBookReviews.com, along with the lessons that I learned and a link to the other top 10 passive income books that I've read. If you have read any and would suggest them being excellent reads on passive income or personal finance, wealth, whatever. Make sure you let me know. I might not have read them. I'm always interested in the topics and interested in reading. So, yeah, tell me what your favorite books are. I'll go check them out, write a review, and pop up a video. But yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, check out the review in the link below. Thanks. Bye.